As part of Ferrari Fridays, William Ross from the Exotic Car Marketplace will be discussing all things Ferrari and interviewing people that live and breathe the Ferrari brand. Topics range from road cars to racing, drivers to owners, as well as auctions, private sales, and trends in the collector market.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel, the vlog, the podcast, depending on how you are listening to this. I'm your host, William Ross, and we are talking or reviewing in this episode Monterey Car Week and the top 10 Ferrari sales. There was a lot of hot and heavy action that went on this past weekend out there in Monterey, California. And those who are out there, participated in some of these things. I mean, there were some crazy numbers, some that were, right in line where they should be. It's not too surprising, but there was the top seller one was from left field, so to speak. I guess you say it was for a good cause, but the cause is a little murky, so kind of interesting. Hopefully you guys just listen to the audio part of this will be able to follow along, because the videos popping in there which car I'm talking about briefly and kind of give an overview of it real quick, because like I said, there's some really cool stuff. We even get into stuff that didn't sell, because there are some significant cars that went across the block at Gooding and they did not sell. Now I don't know what the high bid was or anything like that, because that's what kind of sucks these auction houses. If it doesn't sell, passes, there's a reserve on it, they won't post what the high bid is. That's kind of to protect the owner, because then all of a sudden that number's out there, but everyone knows the number that was there is going to get passed around, so the people that are going to be interested in that car or want to know information, they'll find out what the high bid was. So that's kind of like showing you what that car is kind of maybe worth at that time in the room, maybe. I don't know. It just can be a little bit annoying. Meekum's not that good at about putting it on there. It'll just say sold, but you don't know what it's sold for, which is kind of rude. But you got some other ones that do an awesome job. Put on there high bid, including, hey, this is what it's sold for. That includes the fees, the whole 9 yards, because that's the other thing too is, you got your fees of 10, 15% and one end, both ends, whatever like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of money involved in taking your car and selling it at auction or buying it at auction that I think some people seem to forget. Just someone, a layman that's just not into this industry and has no clue, sees, well, wait a minute, it went across the block and hammered at this, but why is it saying it sold for that much more? Well, you have fees to how these people stay in business. Now, and here's the kicker. Like I said, they're anywhere from 10 to 15% on both ends. So 10 or 15% from the seller, 10 to 15% from the buyer. You're talking 20, 30% on top of what it hammered for that they're collecting. So, I mean, do the math. If you're talking $1 million car, 20%, what is that? Yeah, $200,000. The fees are just obnoxious. That's why I'm not a big fan of auctions. That's why I'm not a big fan of, when I talk with some of my clients about having them sell a car at auction, I just think no. I go, the fees are just absolutely extraordinary, and I don't think you get what you should get out of it for that cost, and I'm a lot cheaper. But, hey, they're going to do what they want to do. You get a huge audience, you get it out there, but as I've made the comment before, the problem is if it doesn't sell, that price is out there. Anyways, let's get to it. Like I said, we're going to talk about the top 10, 11 Ferraris that sold this past weekend in Monterey during Car Week at the various auction houses. And the first one we're going to start with, now I've seen this car. This car was at Cavallino earlier this year. Interesting little story. IndyCar driver Santino Ferrucci was tooling it around for JR over there at GT Motor Cars, because he represented the car, or it was his car, something like that. I don't know, but man, that thing was loud. But Santino drove it up onto the lawn there at Cavallino. So that was kind of cool to see. Santino is a very, very little dude. He can't weigh more than 140 pounds, if that. I mean, he's a little guy, but that's what you want for your IndyCar, right? No weight, no nothing, so you get around quick. So we have a 2010 Ferrari 599XX Evo. Sold, fees all in, everything at $3.305 million, $3,305,000. There's only a few hundred fifty of these done. It was in your traditional red. It's got the numbers 44 on there. In the video people are watching, I'll put links for all these on there as well, so you can just pull this up and check it out, because it's going to give you a lot of detailed information on the car. It'll give you a VIN, the whole 9 yards. A lot of detailed photos, which is really cool that you can go out and check out and see and really kind of get a really detailed look at this car and get the story story behind it because these XX cars are unbelievable, but they're track-only cars. Now they got the XX versions they came out with for their street versions. Now it's getting murky, I guess you could say, because aren't they supposed to be only track-only cars? But so that 599XX Evo sold for $3.3 million. That's about where that should be at. 350 of those built, so it's a very rare car. But again, this is a situation where, okay, 99% of the time you have this car sitting at Ferrari. They take care of it for you. They deliver it, put it on a truck, ship it to wherever you're going to go. They have trackside crew, everything like that. Then you're paying for that to the Corsa Clientele program, or however you want to pronounce that in Italian, because my Italian's horrible. But this one's kind of out in the wild, so to speak. So, I mean, you get the right people, you can run this thing. But that thing's loud, it's fast, it's an unbelievable car. So, well, you might drive it a few times a year, but, you know, when you're in that tax bracket, what do you care, right? Next, what we're going to go with here. F40s are always in abundance at these auctions, especially when you get to these big ones like Monterey and stuff like that. And these are going to actually kind of all depend on condition, mileage, you know, history, repaint, accidents, all that kind of jazz. And this one actually, I believe, is a non-cat, non-adjust. I can't remember if this was an actual U.S., one of the 200 and whatever it was, just U.S. built cars, which that's what you want if you're here in the United States. You know, you want a U.S. car, because European cars, the big difference was Euro F40s had a bladder in the gas tank. It had to get replaced every 5-10 years, something like that. So no matter what, even if you didn't drive it, you always had to replace that bladder. It was always like $10,000 to $15,000. It wasn't cheap. U.S. cars, due to regulations, it was an aluminum tank. A lot of people actually take their Euro cars and then retrofit and do this aluminum tank. Because one, you don't have to do the bladder anymore, but two, it's just safety. Because that tank's not going to get, well, it could get punctured. It's not as easily as that bladder. So everyone knows the F40. There's really no reason to kind of discuss it. It's one of my all-time favorite. This one said this is chassis number 84036. So it's got kilometers, so this was actually a Euro car, so it was not a U.S., built for the U.S. originally. Besides the bladder, there's a few little things, side marker lights, that kind of stuff that kind of differentiate these cars from your Euro, from your U.S. cars. So it's not all that much. Again, it's all preference. These things have been floating back and forth between the oceans. If you're going to get the car to drive and have some fun, who cares? Get whatever you want that's going to get your best value, best price, best quality. Always buy the best if you can. So this sold for $3,855,000. I can see why it went that high. This actually had single ownership, so one owner car, only 360 kilometers, so 224 miles. Non-cat, non-adjust car, long-term storage. I mean, that's a brand new car. So that's why the thing went so high. That's up there in value. I mean, that's normal mileage, say around, you know, like between 5,000 to 15,000 miles, that kind of jazz. You know, you're going to be 2.5 to 3 million. You're paying for the low mileage on it. So now, but here's your issue you're going to run into with this car. It's going to have to go completely gone through. Everything's going to have to be looked at, all your seals, gaskets, everything like that. You can't just jump in and drive. Oh, you think, oh, it's got low miles, I can go with it. No. You're going to have a lot of service bills for this car. You're going to be in the six-figure range on your service bill for this thing to get that thing up and going and running to be able to drive this suckers. It does have a U.S. title, which is really good. Obviously, it's been over here for a long, long time. There's always ways to get around and import that kind of stuff. But hey, if you want something that's basically a brand new F40, there you go. All right, next. Now, this was an odd one because Gooding's website, Gooding Christie's now I should say, disc 1958, 250 TDF, chassis 0925. It didn't list as being sold. It said it got passed, so it didn't meet reserve. Well, now all of a sudden, post-hammer, it sold for $4.85 million, which is good money for that car. I mean, these things are fantastic cars. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. They get their name from, they were, I would say specially built, but these things were built for the Tour de France, not the bicycle race. Look up the original Tour de France. It's a really, really cool situation because they went all over France. It was rally, racetrack. It was all these different types of racing events, participation. So it really put your car through the paces. They always win, so they built these ones, named them Tour de France, but they're just absolutely stunning. You're going to see some ones out there. Now, this one's a unique one because it's all red. Normally, you see these are either like in the French blue, and then they got the French flag stripes going down the center of it, everything like that. So absolutely stunning cars. It was delivered new to Mr. Hara, as we all know, the big casino guy. He had an unbelievable collection of cars, especially Ferraris. What did he have when he died? Like a couple thousand cars, something like that. It was quite a bit. That was that one. So I believe we are going on to number, what we got here? 8th highest car. So we're working our way up to number 1, which I think everyone knows what that is. Next, a 2015 Ferrari LaFerrari. These are going up like crazy in value and price. The coupes, yes, too, but the Apertas, that's $5.23 million. So this is from the Ming collection. So he had quite a few cars that were going across. I think a couple didn't sell, but it was all across the board. You know, everyone knows LaFerrari's 499 built. And I believe there was one more that was built for the Pope, I don't know, something like that, something special. They always do something crazy like that. This is one of the 120 US specification models built, so that even makes it more special, but you can't bring in a European car anyways. I don't know if you could send it to JK Technologies to get one of these US spec-ified, I guess you could say, make it legal here in the United States, because that was the one thing, you know, used to be back in the day, you had a gray market car, and you could send it to one of these, but JK Technologies was the biggest, most well-known, still in business today, does all the stuff that brings the car up to US regulations with changing, you know, headlights, tail markers, all that kind of stuff. So some cars, it wasn't all that difficult to do. Others, it was like unbelievable. But some, you couldn't even do it. Anyways, this car is only showing 54 miles. Same as with that F40. This one only has 54. I mean, okay, you're going to have to change the battery because it was sitting like that. So you're going to have to get a new battery. And that's like $200,000 or something like that, $300,000. In the Rosa Corsa, so it's the red. It's got the black roof. So it's pretty much your standard fare for a LaFerrari. I mean, this is a little over $127,000 in options. That's your, you know, your mandatory fender shields, that kind of stuff. These are gaining popularity. When they first came out, they weren't the hottest one. People were more about that P1. Kind of still are, I think. A lot of people prefer the P1 over this anyways. Unbelievable car. What's cool about these, and if you're able to buy one, drive one, it's a very comfortable car. So this is actually one, I won't say you're going to daily it, but if you want to take a road trip or something on it, you can. It's a great car, but again, you got that battery pack. These things are getting scary with that kind of stuff and what's going to happen in 10, 15 years, trying to replace it, whatnot. I mean, I guess the cool thing will be is if in that time frame, when you go to replace it with a battery that will work with that car, the technology has advanced so much that they were actually able to, you know, it's an upgrade, either more horsepower, more long life, more longevity, something like that. So that would be really cool if that was the case. We shall see. So next, number 7, the Aperta. It does not say if this was from the Ming collection either, but the Apertas, it was just one of 210 examples built. This is a black with red accents. I think this thing's stunning. I'm a big fan. I love black cars. They're hard to keep clean, but they are just absolutely unbelievable. I just think they're just sexy as hell. So this thing was sold and serviced. Cauley Ferrari up in West Bloomfield, Michigan. If you're ever in the Michigan area, definitely stop in at Cauley Ferrari. Say hi to Jeff and the boys up there. Those guys are awesome, awesome people. Very nice, very accommodating. Big shout out to those guys. This thing is just sexy as all get out. It has just over 2,300 miles. As you get in these newer Ferraris, you're going to have your full-fledged, you know, actual VIN number. You're not going to just have 4 numbers and all that kind of jazz. So these LaFerraris are just awesome, awesome cars. If I win the Powerball this weekend, you'll know because I'll be driving a LaFerrari. I don't think I'd get the Aperta though, because it's like you're paying a premium. I mean, you're paying almost over at least $1 million more, if not almost $1.5 million more. To me, I'd rather have a coupe. That's just me. That's my preference. But sexy, sexy car. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, links will be in all the description, stuff like that. So as you're following along, if you got the wherewithal, click on the link. Next, we're getting into some old Enzo era stuff. We have a Cal Spider, made infamous by Ferris Bueller himself in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This isn't that car, but that's how everyone knows what these cars are. That's how they just put those two together. But this 1957 250 long wheelbase, beautiful, beautiful Cal Spider. It's gorgeous. Sold for $6.6 million. Interesting thing is, it sold basically for $1 million below low estimate. Did someone get a steal on this? It's hard to say. I want to say yes, possibly. I can't tell if this thing has the covered headlights. If it's got the covered headlights, that's even like more rare. But this one is chassis 0769 GT. Let's see if I can tell if it's got covered headlights. Yes, it does. The short wheelbase covered headlight ones are the big, big dollar ones. Now, there's a car further down this list, but that's an alloy body. It's like, but long wheelbase, covered headlights, it's checking the boxes. Someone got themselves a heck of a good deal on this car. Absolutely beautiful. It's a great color. It's a darker red. It's not the Rosa. It's not that brighter red. So it's like a darker red. It's absolutely stunning. Now, it's got tan interior, which I hate tan interior. I'm just not a fan. I mean, it's almost like a cream, but that is a sexy, sexy car. Next in line, if you ever get an opportunity to hear one of these things run, Look up videos online for a 365 GTB 4Cam Daytona comp. You want to talk about something loud and mean and just ground just shakes when this car's running. Absolutely just gorgeous. This actually is a friend of mine, Colleen Sheehan's favorite car, according to her, or one of her all-time favorites. She just absolutely loves these things, and I can see why. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. This is chassis 16407, and it sold for $7.4 million. Again, below the low estimate by over $500,000. Gooding has a tendency at times to, I guess you would say, have too high of an estimate. I don't know if that's just to entice the owner. It's going to be between 8 and 10 million. Well, I'm sorry, you only got 7.4. Well, actually, that's not even to them because part of that goes to Gooding for their fees. So they probably walked with 6.5 million, 6.7 million, something like that, after it's all said and done. So it's kind of hard to say. And I know that a couple of these have been bouncing around. There's 15 of them that were built by the factory officially. It's got the red book. It's got the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, it's got what you want. And honestly, these aren't too hard to get your hands on. I'll just say that. I'm trying to remember. We're just at the Le Mans Classic. I know there's one, if not two of these there. I don't think it was this one, though. They're not that difficult to get your hands on if you really want to get your hands on one. Unbelievable car. Look up a video, check it out, listen to it, look at the photos, click on the link. Next, we have got the infamous one of two US spec Giallo F50s, owned originally by Mr. Ralph Lauren. I think everyone knows Ralph. Ralph's got one of the most unbelievable collection of cars in the world. Lots and lots of Ferraris. This was originally his car. It's got a little over 5,400 miles on it. This was the one that was going to be interesting to see because of one of only two U.S. spec cars. And I think there's only, out of entire production of F50s, I think there was only 6 Giallos total. See, there's only 55 U.S. spec car. Only 2 were finished in the yellow. It's got black interior. I mean, this thing is just absolutely stunning. People that put it up for auction actually bought it from Ralph Lauren through Paul Russell and company, who handled the sale for Mr. Lauren. And I believe the Gentleman's Garage, a guy down in Texas, he just bought the other yellow one from Curated a few months back. And kudos to him. He had it at Cavallino, but he drove it from Texas to Florida. Awesome. That's what it's supposed to be. The car's supposed to be driven. That man has my respect. Now, if you want to look up something that's even sexier as an F50, look up the F50 GT1 or F50 GT. Absolutely gorgeous. If I have the means, if I win the Powerball Saturday, I'm going to buy a higher mileage F50 and I'm going to replicate that F50 GT, put all new bodywork on it. I mean, it's just stunning. Check that out. But this car here, one of the two, owned by Ralph Lauren. Let's do the last 4 digits is 4798 of US, F50s. So, I mean, there's only 55 US spec ones. We are well past the 25-year rule, so obviously you can bring in Euro spec cars as well now. This was the last manual V12, no nanny, aids, all that kind of jazz, pure analog. Then everything started going to the flappy paddles because next you had your Enzo. So long for the gated manuals. This was it for a gated manual V12. Unbelievable. Now, obviously, they had some subsequent front engine cars, the 599. They did 20 for the U.S., 30 worldwide. That was a gated manual front engine V12, but this is pretty much your true last V12 gated manual from Ferrari. Absolutely beautiful. I love this thing in yellow. I think it's just damn sexy. Next, one of my all-time favorites, too. I don't think I'd spend the money and get an actual LM. I would just replicate it and get a high mileage F40 and turn it into an F40 LM. Now, there's only 19 of these built by Michelotto back in the day, but they also built F40 GT and stuff. There's a couple variants they did this for racing, but there's only 19 F40 LMs that were built. Again, seeing these things in person, just something about it. The little tweaks it does and everything to it just kind of gives it that little bit more of a sexier edge. Now, this is a track only, but one of these, they did an LM and they made it street legal. And actually, I believe it is for sale right now, too. I don't know if it's sold yet or not, and it's pretty well known because they take it out and everything like that, and it's in a unique color. It's not in the red. One of my all-time favorites. I'm going to be a busy boy if I win the Powerball Saturday night. Because this would be another one where I'd buy 2, I'd get 1 regular for it, but I would take 1 and I'm going to rebody it. Supercar Ron, he did that, or he bought it that way from Curated, and his helper, his assistant, was driving somewhere and crashed it. Ooh. Didn't do too much damage, but it did enough damage for it to last year. But again, that was all different new bodywork because they made it look like an LM. It was repainted, and it's like, I want to say not blue, but kind of a light shade blue. This was number 14th of 19 built. You got chassis 95448. That's a serial number 2. Again, this is a track-only car. It's got engine number 15 in it, gearbox number 17. Funny story, I was at Cavallino last year, and 2 older gentlemen, probably in their late mid-70s, early 80s. The guy driving was a little bit younger, but the guy in the passenger seat, he was up there probably late 70s, early 80s. And they came rolling up in there, F40, rumbling, grumbling. He couldn't get out of the car. I happened to be standing there, and not even say, hey, excuse me, could you please help me get out? He goes, hey, come here and help me get out. But, you got these guys that got money, they're kind of entitled. And I got to take my sip of my Diet Mountain Dew because all of you know that follow me and watch all my stuff, I'm addicted to Diet Mountain Dew. So anyways, these things are gorgeous. I just absolutely love those LMs. They're absolutely stunning. Next, for number 2 highest sale Ferrari, this is your Cal Spider short wheelbase covered headlight, but this is a comp version of it. There was just 2 alloy body full comp spec short wheelbase Cal Spiders built. This is chassis 2383. $23 million. Because including fees, you're at $25,305,000 with fees. Gooding's site on here does not have the fees involved. So just think about that. You bought a car for $23 million, bam, you got to tack on almost another $2.5 million in fees. Unbelievable. So that's why I don't like auctions. 2.5. Imagine what you could buy car-wise with that. Other cars and stuff. But very, very special car. Like I said, 1 of 2 of these built for a comp. I mean, imagine racing this. It's a convertible. I raced that back in the day. Gooding does a great job in regards to history and everything on this car, kind of giving all the story, the background, the whole 9 yards on it. So definitely click on the link for this because it's got a great video. It's got a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it really goes through this thing in detail, and as it should when you're spending that kind of money. Gorgeous car. I mean, just absolutely stunning. And last but not least, our big seller for charity. Sold by Ferrari for the Ferrari charity for future educational endeavors. That's what Ferrari was saying, what the money went for, everything. It was the final SP3 that was built, tailor-made. They did all this funky stuff with it. It's like 2 different colors. They split it down the middle. It says Ferrari. They did all this really interesting stuff with it. A really, really specialized car. They had this thing going between 8 and 10 million. It sold for $26 million. Unbelievable. I mean, 26. Someone with very, very, very deep pockets needed a tax write-off because that's just obscene. These things are going just a regular SP off market. You're about $7-8 million. So that's why I think, okay, 8 to 10, because it's a tailor-made special, no restrictions, everything like that. It's a U.S. spec car. So all you got to do is you go to your local dealer, wherever it's going to get sent there. It's going to get all done up so you can go drive it on the road, do the whole 9 yards. You'll be good to go. But $26 million. The room about pooped their pants, or pretty much did, because that was just absolutely crazy. And I'm sure Sotheby's was a little bit like miffed, like, oh, yay. Now, as a whole, all the auction house and everything, just a little over $432 million was brought in auction dollars, cars sold, so which is great to see. Now, the one thing I wanted to kind of go over that was a little interesting is ones that didn't sell. There was some significant Ferraris, especially at Gooding, that did not sell. There was a Super America that did not sell. There was a 166mm/195 because it was like a combo. If memory serves me on this car, it's a 166mm chassis, but then it was a 195S spec motor, all this kind of stuff. Then there was another Cal Spider, 61 short wheelbase, but it had the ugly headlights on it, so that didn't sell either. That was estimated between $8 and $10 million, but as we know, the other one was that too and sold below that. Like I said, there were some significant Ferraris that did not sell. Actually, some significant cars that didn't just sell in general. There was a 275 GTB 4Cam that didn't sell. Those cars are fantastic. If you ever get the opportunity to drive one of those, definitely drive one. Absolutely sexy. Then another 250 Lusso. I mean, just there was quite a few cars that did not sell here at the Gooding auction. There's one cool one, if you want to kind of get real ballsy and make it street legal, was a 430 GTC track car. It wouldn't take too much to get that thing back. A lot of stuff in the lower price range, under $1 million, under $500,000 Ferrari-wise that you could have got your hands on. So a lot of great stuff, a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, a lot of stuff also went unsold. But I would say out of the top 10 cars that sold at Monterey, 8 of them of the top 10 were all Ferraris. What does that tell you? Ferrari market's very, very strong. It's just going up. So look, if you're looking to get into a Ferrari, and if you're looking to park your money somewhere, I want to say safe, get a hold of me. We'll find you something fun, something exciting, something you go out and enjoy. Yes, you're going to have to spend a few dollars, but you know what? You will get your money back and then some, because you're going to have smiles for miles driving that car. Check out the website, FerrariMarketplace.com.
For everything from Ferrari and Porsche, Lamborghini and Koenigsegg, visit exoticcarmarketplace.com. If you're into anything with wheels and a motor, log on to the Motoring Podcast Network and check out our family of podcasts at motoringpodcast.net. This is the place to find your favorite new show. Next up, a shout out to David Beatty and his team at Slot Mods, who custom build some of the coolest slot car tracks in the world at slotmods.com. Let your imagination run wild. And finally, Grand Touring Motorsports, covering all aspects of auto racing and motorsports history. Check out their e-zine at gtmotorsports.org. All the links for our sponsors are in the description.
We're starting to get into more, putting on there too, a lot of financial details of Ferrari itself, what they're doing in the market. We should have an update coming soon. We did it early in the year, so it's about that time we're going to update the market trends for all the models. People seem to really like that, got a lot of positive feedback on that, so stay tuned for that. Remember guys, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening to audio only on this, be sure you're subscribed and check out Patreon and check out the other stuff that's on Motoring Podcast Network as well, because there are a lot of cool podcasts that are on the Motoring Podcast Network, and we're adding some all the time, some new ones, some new exciting ones, so check it out. All the links are in the descriptions, the whole 9 yards. So stay tuned guys, appreciate it, more to come.
This episode has been brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports as part of our Motoring Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, tune in each week for more exciting and educational content from organizations like the Exotic Car Marketplace, the Motoring Historian, Break Fix, and many others. If you'd like to support Grand Touring Motorsports and the Motoring Podcast Network, sign up for one of our many sponsorship tiers at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. Please note that the content, opinions, and materials presented and expressed in this episode are those of its creator, and this episode has been published with their consent. If you have any inquiries about this program, please contact the creators of this episode via email or social media as mentioned in the episode.